really didn't want to do this review. And I also didn't really want to go and see this film, but for the views. Hello everyone and welcome back to AustinPlus Commentary, where today we are going to review and to talk about my thoughts on the most recent big movie of this year called a Minecraft movie. Now, I have multiple opinions. The first one is that I was not a big fan of this film. It is one of those films that it is funny. It was mainly to pass the time. Yep. There was nothing about it that I found extremely enjoyable, but it was funny in parts, but overall the story was horrible. So what we're going to do is cover the main core parts of a average film. The introduction, the top 5 scenes of this movie, the best characters. Let's be real, there's only one good character, and it was Steve. I'll get into that a bit later, but there was only one character. We shall also talk about the comparisons between the movie and the game, like there is any, and also my overall overview, and also maybe look at others, see if we're all on the same wavelength. And we have a bit of a question, like, will there be a second movie? We already know there's going to be a second movie, but again, we'll get into that a bit later. So, let's get on with this. So, starting this movie off, we get an introduction to Steve. We find out Steve was working a low-end job, and then passed through to the Minecraft world using a gem that was later found by real-life people. It was one of those introductions that made you think, why am I actually in the theater? And I thought there was a good chance it could get better. I was horribly wrong. It got worse. Now, I would say Steve was the best character because he actually had a developed and crucial part in the film. Everyone else was a mutual bystander. Steve was the only one that did something. Steve was the only one that had some sort of link to the actual Minecraft world, but the rest of it was just sad. It was oh my god, the film was horrible. You had someone like Jason Momoa. You had someone like Emma Myers. The other girl from... I don't remember her name. But you had very big names in this film. You had Jack Black as Steve, which was a bit of an odd choice, I'll say that much.
Are you sure about that?
But the one thing I liked about Jack Black as Steve is Jack Black is such a great personality. You kind of forget that this is a Minecraft movie because he is just a genuinely funny guy. We also wouldn't have many of the memes that came out of this movie if it weren't for Jack Black. I mean, you have... You also have...
Chicken jockey.
These memes were absolutely phenomenal, and the best parts of they're very iconic. And then you had remixed song, but it shows how Steve was one of the core characters in how that played out. Now, with the likes of this film, usually I do a top 5 scenes in the movie. I don't have any. There was no scenes in this movie that outweighed each other. I think the ones that remained in the Minecraft world probably outweigh the ones that were in the real world, because when you're in the Minecraft world, you kind of forget that is not the same world that you came from. And when it came to understanding that the Minecraft world was different to the Earth world, no one really mentioned the Earth world very much, which is fine, but that is also where the links to the Minecraft world really come into play. I think the top 5 scenes in this movie all were because of the links to the Minecraft world. I'm saying now that there was no top 5. That every scene that was in the Minecraft world were better than the ones that were actually in the real world. But because they linked to the Minecraft game, so there was some sort of accuracy when it came to this film. For example, this scene right here when they were doing with the pandas was very accurate to the game. That is what happens when two pandas come together. baby one pops into reality instead of in real life. But that is what happens in the Minecraft game. I think you also have links to the Minecraft community for the likes of Technoblade. This I think was one of the best tributes they did for this movie, especially considering they said that's not a king, that's a legend. I think that's an amazing tribute to Technoblade. And then you also had villagers. They were very accurate. Don't take their bread. That is very accurate to the game because bread was one of the main sources that villagers carried. So all of these links to Minecraft were what set the tone. The one thing I had a main problem with was the wing scene. The wing scene I thought was really stupid and really unrealistic on so many levels. But then again, that's not hard. This film was ridiculous on a number of levels. I also think that the villain of this movie could have been far better. We did get to see an Enderman, which I was very happy to see. I would have loved to have seen the Ender Dragon as the main villain, but I also think that is another thing that is open for another film. I think that's another potential for another film. But the one thing that I think people were really liked about this movie was that they referenced Herobrine. Here is actually what Herobrine looks like, and this was in the film. You might have missed it. But there is a speculating theory about Herobrine, and this is still all within the links of the Minecraft game. So in all of that, the Minecraft movie was accurate to an extent. The story was obviously made up because Minecraft doesn't have a story, but I'm talking more about the objects and references to the Minecraft and the Minecraft community rather than the Minecraft universe itself. But Herobrine was in this because, and I think the main theory was that because Steve left after such a while, he made an impact as a human in the Minecraft world, or whatever the world was called, and that left a fragment of him which then becomes Herobrine. Now, as I said, all of those links do have a very big impact on how this film went, and I think the impact of the links to the game are what made it really popular and why people actually say they like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is definitely going to be some people in this world that do like it. Me, I struggled with the film because it was just so bad. And I'm sorry to say that, but it is my review. But I just didn't like it, and I respect if you do. It's not every film is everyone's cup of tea. It was just not my thing. But let's go and see what other people think. From the very first frame of Minecraft movie, why? Just why? Alright, I've kind of just I'm gonna say this now. I think these two have been copied. Yeah, so this was 17 hours ago. This one's definitely been copied from ChatGPT. I can tell you why. Because it lists them here. You cannot put bullet points in reviews on Google. You can also not make them bold, and you cannot also make text bold or underlined like it does. And also this. All of this, a limitless imagination, visually breathtaking, and also these are the exact same. I just wanted to point that out, that these are the exact same. It's not a review I'm going to read, but yeah, okay, again, these are the same. What is wrong? Right, I'm actually going through all of these. Why is all of these the same? This is actually ridiculous. Did everyone ChatGPT this film? What is this? Yeah, 6 people found this helpful. 7 people found this helpful. Yeah, but oh my god, we found someone different. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, yeah, no, thank you, mate, thank you. Right, coming from someone who hardly played Minecraft any who hardly played any Minecraft and only knew bits and pieces of the lore, I have to say I really enjoyed this film. I remember when they first announced the Minecraft movie, and I couldn't wrap my head around how they bring such a blocky, open-ended game into live action. I think the lore is where it captivated a lot of people. The story is kind of where it let go a bit. But man, they made it work, and they made it work well. The world they built is immersive and surprisingly beautiful, blending fantasy and realism in a way that makes it feel both nostalgic and fresh, and the characters were a big highlight. I actually found myself caring up for all of them, especially Jason Momoa's character. There's one scene in particular that hit me hard, a moment so vulnerable it almost had me tearing up. I'm currently going through something similar, and when a movie can tap into that kind of emotion, it already has my vote. And let's talk about the humor. The movie was actually really funny. The movie was funny. At first, there were scenes in this movie that were actually really funny, and then it got to a point where I was trying too hard. But I acknowledge the ones that made me laugh, like Jack Black is naturally a very funny guy, and I think all of his scenes that contributed to the funny aspect, absolutely. Jack Black obviously brought the laughs, but honestly, he wasn't the only comedic relief. The whole cast had their moments, everyone had great timing, and the banter felt natural and fun without being over the top. Yes, that's true, and that's one of the biggest problems, I think. The story isn't anything over complex, it's simple, but in the best way. It's just fun, and that's all it needed to be. And the sequel teased in the post-credit scene. I'm genuinely excited to see where they go next. Why is this person actually making me somewhat sympathize with this movie? I definitely think my personal review might have stemmed from the fact that the trailers were so bad, but I thought this this whole film was going to be bad, and I kind of went in with that mindset, and I'm sort of starting to come out with the mindset that it was bad. But this person's actually making me somewhat sympathize with the characters and actually make me look into it and say it's not actually a bad character. A bad movie. What the hell's going on here? Why is it when we got to the 4 stars and I had to filter it, we've actually got ones that aren't copied? Right. As someone who's been playing Minecraft since it's launched, I was genuinely curious to see how the world of blocks and creativity would translate to the big screen, and I'm happy to say this movie is a faithful and fun adaptation of the game. Why are people... Oh my god. Without giving away any spoilers, don't walk into the expecting a deep and multi-layered plot like Avengers or Kung Fu Panda trilogy. Instead, this film leans heavily into a light-hearted comedy, action, and good old Jack Black energy, and it works. That's so true, though. It's a fun story like Jack Black's Bowser adaptation in the Mario movie. Oh my god. The story is simple, the tone is playful, and pacing keeps things entertaining throughout. While it doesn't reach cinematic heights or explore complex themes, it delivers what is a promising, fun, humorous ride throughout Minecraft-inspired adventure. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I watched this film on no sleep. I had a night flight and I couldn't sleep, and obviously if I was going to sleep, if I was going to sleep, it would have had to be on that flight, but I did not. So my review might be based on the fact that I was sleep deprived and I went to go and see this film about 6-7 o'clock at night. So that might have had something to do with it, that's for sure. I want to see if there's any bad reviews. Why? These are the same as earlier's. Yep, these are the same. 1 star. Someone's done something to the Google reviews. What's going on here? Absolutely unforgettable. Absolutely life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. What is going on?
What? What the fuck?
Yo, Google, you're gonna have to sort out your reviews, mate, because something's going on or someone's hacked your thing. But okay, alright. Now, the last thing I want to talk about this film, and I know this, as I said, the video wasn't long, but last thing I want to talk about is the second movie. So it has actually already been confirmed, and the post-credit scene did definitely tell you that there will be a second movie. They introduced Alex, who is the other iconic character, starter character when it comes to Minecraft, and they introduced her at the very end of the movie when Jack Black goes home and goes back to his original home and finds out that Alex is there. So, in this other movie, Steve and Alex will actually somewhat get to know each other. She'll find out about the world. They might actually be a romantic thing if they want to introduce some sort of different genre element to the movie. That's also another avenue they could go down. But also, you need a more defining story for this to even slightly live on. If they don't want it to live on, then sure. It is a comedic film that actually had some sort of entertainment factor that I can't believe I'm saying this late on. But, in saying that, I still think that, the idea to have, if you have the Ender dragon, say, in one movie, or Herobrine in another, I think Herobrine would be an amazing character to have at the very end. And realizing that, and Steve realizes that he never belonged there, and he comes back because he has actually friends in the real world. The reason he left was because he didn't have friends, which I think is a really good message. You can find friends anywhere. Well, everyone, that is the end of today's video. I do hope you enjoy it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment what else you would like to see on the channel, and comment what else you thought about this movie, and if you think there's anything I missed about the Minecraft movie. If you enjoyed it, please also let me know. But, as always, I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll see you all later this week for another video. Bye!
Yeah.